Hey, John. Where's your head at right now? How are you feeling?
Man, it's hard, you know. Had my first team meeting of the year after the game. There's so many things to unpack there. Not just the series as a whole. 7 games, 2 of them go to extras. I thought we played great baseball. Both teams having chances. They're late. I feel for the guys. You know what I mean? This is a special group of guys. That being said, I am so proud of them, of the entire organization. Really, you know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at. We've set a new expectation and a new standard here, and did it with a lot of hard work. Did it with a lot of cohesiveness, and man, it's tough to say about this group.
This feels like a team that we'll be asking you about 10, 15 years from now, too. When I ask you about the 2025 Blue Jays, what are you going to remember?
All of them, you know what I mean? Like literally all of them. It's not very often you get a group together that genuinely likes one another and genuinely cares about one another. And I'm talking about their wives, their kids, and them. It's a special group, and I think Blue Jay fans for generations are gonna remember this team. Not just what we accomplished, but how we went about it.
Go to Shy straight ahead.
John, you said you held your first team meeting. What did you want to say to your players?
I said thank you. I said thank you probably about 10 times. And that was the main message. I'm sure I'm going to talk to them all again, but I said thank you. I said I'm sorry that we're feeling this way right now. It definitely could have been the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of emotions. So I said thank you. And this is a group that I'm never going to forget. They're going to have a place in my heart, every single one of them. So that was the gist of it.
John, with all the good things that have happened this year and all the things that you mentioned to be proud of, how does that ending impact the feeling that this group may leave with?
It'll hurt for a few days, a few weeks, when you're that close. The positive person in me will take some time to digest it, and I'll go back to Bo's homer in Texas, George's Canada Day. So many things I'll go back to and be proud of, but I think right now you just have to kind of, I don't know, take in what happened. You know what I mean? But going forward, the beauty of baseball is that it goes on. There'll be spring training in February. So that being said, you take away the sacrifices the guys made, the way they went about it, the performances everyone had, and kind of just the cohesiveness of the team.
And Bo, with that swing, he essentially had his signature moment,
Yeah.
even though it did end up a win. Just what was your view on Bo, and what was your feeling for Bo having that moment?
That was right up there with George's homer against Seattle. For a guy that has been a staple of this team for the past 6 or 7 years, to have Vlad intentionally walked, and then he went dead center on the first pitch. It was so fitting. It felt right at the time. And in terms of Bo, what he did this year is nothing short of amazing. What he did to get back is nothing short of amazing. He's playing on one leg. So in the moment, it felt right. You know what I mean? And, for guys like him, George, Varsh, Kirky, guys that have been here, I feel for them because they deserve to be on the stage right now.
Go to Mike straight ahead.
Hey, John, when you look back at this game, do you see it as a couple of heavyweights going at it back and forth, or do you see it as you guys had all the chances that you wanted to have to win it?
A little bit of both. I thought we had chances to sweep them. I thought that we played our game, and our game is as good as anybody in baseball. So is it two heavyweights going back and forth? You know, going back to the beginning of the series when people were calling it David versus Goliath, it's not even fucking close. So they're good. I put this group of guys against any other 26 players in the entire planet. Yeah, we had our chances. We had our chances to beat them soundly, you know, and we didn't, and that's baseball.
When you had opportunities, both last night and tonight, with the guys you want up in those situations, you want Ernie up with second and third and nobody out. You want Kirk up when you need contact. How does that feel in the dugout when you're going in those spots?
You like it, you know what I mean? You want the game to be decided by the players, and I think that throughout this series it was, and we came up short. You know what I mean? I'll relive those bases loaded at bats for a long time, but man, I've said it so many times. I trust everyone on this roster, and you know, you want to let them decide the outcome of the World Series. You know, that was an epic World Series. You know what I mean? For a variety of different reasons. So at the end of the day, you know, players, they can become legends or they can be this close. You know what I mean? And we were this close, and, you know, I'm just proud that we went about it the right way.
Do a couple more. John in the second row on your right.
Hey, John. What did you think of Max Scherzer's performance tonight?
I thought Max was really good. I thought he was, you know, exactly what we thought he would be in a big game. And it's a testament to him, man. He's 41 years old. He's throwing 96. He's making pitches. I thought he was awesome. You know, in games like this, you know, you usually think starts are going to be short, you know what I mean? But there's no one I trusted more than Max in that situation, you know, bottom of the order. And I thought he handled everything extremely well, and he gave us exactly what we needed.
Do you think tonight was his last game in Major League Baseball?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't.
Go straight back near the cameras.
John, to win a championship, you have to perform, but you also need a little bit of luck.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed as though a lot of the bad breaks went against you guys, ball in the fence and losing a game in 18. And tonight you get two hard-hit balls to infielders that don't go through, a couple of also close calls on strikes and balls there at the end that don't go your way. Do you feel like there was a little bit of lack of luck on your side?
Yeah. I mean, to be the last team standing, a lot of things have to happen. You have to perform. You have to make good decisions. You have to make plays. You know, I think that's why it hurts so much. Himmy hitting the ball to, I don't know how Muncy caught that. Izzy just not getting there, and Will almost coming off the plate. We played so good defensively too. Double play from Vlad, Varsha's catch. Yeah, man. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen in order to win it. You know what I mean? And we did everything that we needed to do. It felt like. So I think that's why it stings. You know, just a little bit more.
Take two last ones. Sixth row on your left.
John, how would you describe the Dodgers as a team?
Talented.
One more for John. We'll finish up with Mike.
John, can I ask you about Vlad? I mean, today he had the one hit, but it came on the double in the 11th. He makes three terrific defensive plays. If this game had gone the other way, he's probably the World Series MVP. What did you see from him tonight?
Exactly what we saw the entire postseason. Vladimir took his game to another level, and I think for players that are here and that are going to be here and that are going to be here in the future, knowing that we got 14 more years of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. playing complete baseball is an awesome thing for our team and for our fans.
And Ernie sets the record with 30 hits in the postseason. And, in the first round, one of the TV commentators said nobody's ever heard of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You've watched him for a couple of years. What did you think of his postseason and his game tonight?
Historic, it's you don't see that very often. We're talking about really good pitchers, right-handers, left-handers. Ernie had a phenomenal year. I hope he wins a Gold Glove. He should. And he kind of became one of the faces of our team because of the way he plays. Unbelievable run that he was on this entire postseason, and man, he's turned himself into what people think was a waiver wire pickup or a guy that's kicked around the minors. He's turned himself into a everyday major leaguer that is going to contribute to win a world championship.
All right, John, just an incredible postseason for the AL champs. Thank you so much.
And,
Appreciate
and
it.
I don't want to leave without saying congratulations to Dave and the Dodgers. It's a hard-fought series, and it sucks we're not the last team standing. But to Dave and his staff and his team, congratulations.
Oh, incredible World Series. You should be so proud, John.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.